sneaking suspicion that the only reason I worked so hard to get in was so as not to disappoint her. Well, not to mention that if I hadn't, my mother would have killed me, literally. I'm part of the team that takes care of foreign mergers and acquisitions. 10 people completely dedicated to their job, or rather, 9 of them are. I just pretend to be. But I'm really good at pretending. As far as I can tell, no one has yet had any doubts as to why I'm there. The main problem with my job, apart from the fact that it involves the study of budgets and taxations, yawn, is our ridiculously long working day. We start pretty early, which is standard practice in these places, but in particularly busy periods, we practically forget to go home. To carve myself out a couple of hours to do a bit of shopping, I sometimes have to fake some sort of ailment, a really bad tummy ache or a headache of unprecedented violence. My colleagues are generally so wrapped up in their work they don't even notice I'm not there. It's absolutely unimaginable that someone would actually want to get away from the office. I have a sneaking feeling that they come to work for free. Well, I can barely force myself to go even with the admittedly decent salary they pay me. And there are times when not even the pay is enough to cheer me up. Once, during one of my little jaunts to the shops, I bumped into Teresa from the Commodity Derivatives office and we exchanged a complicit smile. Since then, every time we meet in the lift, we give each other a look. Discovering that I wasn't the only one skiving off was reassuring, and I started feeling less guilty about it. Sometimes I think about those beautiful girls clad in their gorgeous suits that I used to see running around the city when I was a kid. When the hell did they manage to buy the damn clothes if they had to work all day? And often Saturdays and Sundays too? You couldn't even shop online back then. According to my mother, women don't need a husband. Let me just repeat that. My mother, who got married at the age of 22, is totally convinced that men are unnecessary and that every woman should seek gratification exclusively through success at work. But she only thinks that because she's never worked a day in her life. If she had, she'd have rushed off to get married the following one. My father puts up with it all patiently and in silence, and when the atmosphere in the house gets too overwhelming, he goes off to play golf. Obviously, a feminist like her can't waste time with housework, so she employs other people to do it for her. Over the years, legions of girls of more or less unpronounceable names have ironed, washed, cleaned, and cooked for my family, while I, who work an average of 12 hours a day, do my housekeeping myself. Today got off to a terrible start. I'm super late, wearing uncomfortable shoes. I think I've laddered my tights, and the beautiful black umbrella with white polka dots, which I bought for a few quid last week, is broken. Let that be a lesson to me. If something's cheap, there's probably a reason. So, half-soaked and already exhausted from jumping puddles, I'm on my way into the lift, when I meet Tom from the legal department. He smirks as he presses the elevator button and tells me with a certain arrogance, "I don't know if you've heard, but from next month, I'll be in New York." The smarmy bastard knows full well that I'd asked to be transferred to the New York office, and it's more than obvious that if he's going there, then I'm not, since I have it from reliable inside sources, I bribe them with coffee and snacks, that there's only one position going. To be honest, the idea of moving abroad to discover the world and further my career was not entirely my own. John, my fantastic boss, who is one of the main reasons I've never been fired, had strongly recommended a few months ago that I ask to be allocated to some foreign office, saying it was an indispensable condition for professional growth. I, who had no intention of leaving London, hadn't taken him seriously, so he applied on my behalf, ignoring all my protests. What John never really seems to get is that my ambitions don't actually include having a brilliant career. I just couldn't give a monkey's. All I need is a job that pays the rent while I work out what I want to do when I grow up. And I will admit that if tomorrow some Prince Charming with a large bank account or an inexhaustible trust fund were to ask me to marry him, I wouldn't think twice about handing in my notice. To the immense horror of my mother, who perhaps suspects something but at least has the good taste not to ask.